Hi y'all, my name is Shelby Brooks and I am a senior at the University of Texas at Austin. I'm a nursing major and I am going to be attending Vanderbilt University next year to get my master's and become a pediatric primary care nurse practitioner. That's a mouthful. I am going to attach timestamps below if you want to skip all of the personal stuff about me. I know that not everyone is here to hear my story, but just to get advice, there are almost no videos about people going straight through from undergrad into graduate school, and that's the abnormal path that I have chosen to take. I am disclaiming right now, I know this is a super controversial topic. I'll go through why I chose it, but honestly this is a very personal choice. So I hope that you weigh all the pros and cons and follow whatever your heart tells you to. You can look at as many advice videos as you want, but honestly in the end it's really up to you. Okay, so backstory about why I wanted to be a nurse practitioner in the first place. I was diagnosed with juvenile psoriatic arthritis when I was 2, so I've kind of grown up in the hospital system. For those of you that don't know, arthritis is an inflammatory condition, it's autoimmune, so it's like your blood cells basically are attacking one another and it causes joint inflammation. If there's too much inflammation in a joint, it causes degradation, so you can lose mobility in that joint. So it's really important to treat early on as soon as you catch it. It's really painful. Some people don't experience that much pain. I think because I was diagnosed at such a low age, my pain tolerance is a little bit higher. So you won't see me taking Advil very often, although I may be, in a little bit of pain here and there. But anyway, my nurse practitioners that I came into contact with at Texas Scottish Rite Hospital in Dallas were amazing. They made me feel safe, comfortable, and then I felt really empowered. They really inspired me to look at my condition as a way to be resilient and to look at it as an asset instead of a liability. So therefore, I don't really view my condition as something bad. I view it as something really beautiful, and I think that has been an asset to me because it has let me view a lot of things that were hard as things that were just challenging. But when did I start really contemplating graduate school? I had been emailing Vanderbilt since freshman year, just asking them questions. That was my main thing in the beginning, was just what is it about this program that is so great? For some reason I had Vanderbilt on my mind from the very beginning. You could ask a lot of my friends. I was very ridiculous in how early I emailed. I think getting information early is much better than getting information late. But I was doing my externship. I was actually at Scottish Rite for the summer in their ambulatory care unit, so I was rotating through all of the clinics as a student nurse, and I got to see what the nurse practitioners and the PAs did every single day, and I really fell in love with it. I loved the pace. I love that you spend so much time with one patient. You really get to delve into their condition and hear what they need that day, emotionally, physically. I just really loved how well Scottish Rite treats their patients as practitioners, and so that really got me to say, you know what, this is something I really do want to pursue. I can see myself doing that specific thing. So in order to do that, and to work in a specialty clinic, you need a pediatric nurse practitioner primary care focus. Whenever I was contemplating applying, I really didn't think that I was going to get in anywhere. No one really talks about people going straight through. I had heard it. It was kind of a taboo topic to say that I'm not going to be a registered nurse in a hospital and I'm just going to go become a nurse practitioner. You don't really hear people talking about that. So I didn't think I was going to get into any of these programs, but all the ones that I applied to didn't have the prerequisite of having to have registered nursing experience in the hospital. Therefore, I had the ability to apply. So anywhere that I could apply, I looked at. Ended up, I got interviews at every single school. You can ask anyone that's super close to me. Whenever I started getting interviews, I was like, oh my gosh, that was not expected. So that was shocking and exciting and also terrifying at the same time, because I was still also applying for jobs. I asked for a lot of different opinions from a lot of different people, and many people have many different opinions. I got a lot of encouragement. I got a lot of people that got very upset or angry whenever I brought up the topic or the thought. I prayed about it a lot, and I realized throughout my prayer time that my heart was really set at becoming a pediatric nurse practitioner. Whenever I sat down and I wrote down goals, the only thing that I could see myself doing was sitting in that clinic chair and talking to a patient one-on-one and treating the health condition. A lot of my cohort and a lot of the people I know are amazing, and they want to do these like critical care roles, and they want to do ICU, ER. They want to be med-surg unit, a lot of them in pediatric hospitals, all the way to adult hospitals. Like, I'm just impressed by all the amazing things that they're doing. It was just not something I could see myself doing and enjoying. So I stopped applying for jobs around January, which is around when most of the other ones even opened. So I didn't really end up applying for many of those, but I can post a video for people asking questions of my nursing friends. I'm hoping to interview them as well. They have a lot of really great advice if you're looking for your dream nursing job right out of college. I realized in my heart that nurse practitioner was what I wanted to do, and as soon as I started receiving acceptances, I knew that in my heart that if that school believed in me and that school thought that I had what it took to become a nurse practitioner, then I should take it seriously and go full in and make that my first option. So that's what I did. I put all my eggs in the grad school basket, which was really scary, but at the same time it was super rewarding. It was super stressful not knowing whether I wanted to do the nursing route or the grad school route, because it was two very different looking applications. But I found myself so much more invested in the graduate school applications than I was in the registered nursing applications. I think that was just very telling of how passionate I was and excited I was. How I chose where to apply. Gosh. Okay, so number one for me was actually rank. Whenever I was applying to undergraduate school, my parents were awesome and so kind, and they said you can apply anywhere in Texas, which was awesome. I love UT Austin. I would never choose any other undergraduate school in the world. It's been the greatest experience. I've loved every person that I've met there. It's been growth. It's been so fun living in Austin. I've met so many influential people in my life. Blah, blah, blah. Love UT, hook 'em horns, all that stuff. I decided to apply everywhere across the US. Number one in the country right now is Johns Hopkins, has the best MSN DNP program. I applied to their DNP program, crazily enough. Got in, which was an amazing experience, but I had applied for a huge financial aid packet and I didn't end up getting the financial aid to go, which is totally fine. It honestly made my decision a lot easier in the end because I was so stuck between Johns Hopkins and Vanderbilt until I got that notification. And then Vanderbilt, obviously, Vanderbilt's number 9 on the Masters, that's what its rank is, but it's the third best for pediatric primary care nurse practitioners. So that specific, like my specific specialization, it's number 3 country. Still amazing. Outside advice, I had heard so many wonderful things from Vanderbilt. I literally couldn't tell you one bad thing that I ended up hearing about the program. And I got great things about Johns Hopkins too, but just because it was a 4-year program, they all said that it would be, everyone that I heard advice from was overwhelmingly go to get your master's first and then go back for your DNP so that you know what you want to do your project over, which I thought was really great advice. I think the number one thing for me was the length of the program, because Vanderbilt's master's program is actually only 1 year, which is crazy. I think that's been the most intimidating factor for me. I broke down the cost, and because it's a 1-year program and I'll be able to work faster, and honestly made it just as affordable as some of the other ones I was looking at. The big thing for me was that the program director, so the overall director for the pediatric primary care specialization at Vanderbilt, is a rheumatology pediatric nurse practitioner, which is my end goal. So what I want to do with this degree is to first be a primary care nurse practitioner so that I can gain that baseline knowledge of what to look for of normal and not normal. And then I would really love to specialize in rheumatology. It's something that's so needed. There are not many rheumatology nurse practitioners out there right now. I'm hoping opportunities will increase. I wrote in all of my essay papers that one of my dreams is to make a specialization program for rheumatology nurse practitioners, because right now there is none. The explanation of Vanderbilt's program, so it is only 1 year, so it's August 2020 to August 2021. I don't have to live in Vanderbilt. That was another huge thing for me. So I got a call from Dr. Nelson, who is the head program director right now, and she basically asked me if I would like to do my clinicals in Austin because that's where I was living. And I overwhelmingly was like, yes, that would be my absolute dream. My intended place to practice after college is in Texas. I'm probably in the Austin area. So getting to do clinicals in Austin would allow me to have a lot more opportunities with finding jobs and getting to know, the community better. I've been an Austinite since I was young, so it just made sense to stay. And then I will get to fly to Vanderbilt once a month and stay for about 4 to 5 day blocks. So for about a week every month. Then I'll get to spend that in Nashville. You will be still seeing me around Austin. So that's exciting. So I've been relying heavily on 1 Timothy 4:12, which states, "Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example for the believers in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity." That is a verse that I've had on my Instagram bio since, junior year of high school when I started leading a Bible study, and I didn't grasp how important that verse was going to be to me until now. I have always been the youngest in my class, which has been, great because I'm like the last one to have the hoorah birthdays and things like that, but in this case it's really intimidating. Just as a nurse practitioner, you're an advanced clinician. Being so young is, different. It's a lot different. I finally found some Vanderbilt graduates who actually did this, or they did the pre-specialty program, which means they came in with a degree that wasn't nursing, and then they just did the year to get their bachelor's and then the year to get their master's. So I'm just going through that year master's program. She said nothing but amazing things, and she said that, whenever you find someone that says, you look pretty young to be a nurse practitioner, she responded with something along the lines of, "I'm going to be your nurse practitioner today, and what can I do for you?" And just kind of sliding over it and, exemplifying that respect for that person and that patient, and then kind of representing that you can be mature and know a lot and still be pretty young. So that has been really comforting. I'm not going to say whether this route is right or wrong. Obviously I don't think it's wrong because I'm taking it, but it's not supposed to be something that I'm like, you should take this route, it's the only way to go. This is a very personal preference. I knew exactly what I wanted to do in graduate school. I have a lot of friends that are still deciding whether they want to do nurse practitioner or certified nurse anesthetists, which is awesome, but you still need 2 years of critical experience at this point. As of April 3rd, 2020, you still need critical care experience to be CRNA, which makes sense. For me, being a primary care PNP, the experience would be super helpful, and I totally agree that that is never a bad thing to get experience, but it wasn't something that I found from other people's advice was required. And I think if it was required, the school would have required it. So that's what I'll say about that. I don't know where everybody else is in their life. I don't know if you've just graduated and you're like, I don't know what the heck I want to do with my life. Or if you are a registered nurse and you're having the best time of your life and you're like, I don't even know if I want to go back to school. Please know that that is fine. I think everybody takes a different path in life, and that's beautiful. I know some nurses that it would be a disservice to humanity if they decided to go back to school and be a nurse practitioner, because they are such good nurses. This world needs good nurses. We're in the midst of COVID-19 right now. Prayers going out to anyone who's watching this and they're being affected or have family members in the healthcare field. Please thank them for what they're doing. I cannot tell you how important nurses are right now. Thank you. If anyone wants a video on how I applied to nurse practitioner school and then what I think set me apart as an applicant, especially one coming out of undergrad, straight from undergrad, having no RN experience, what I thought set me apart, etc., things like that. If you guys have any ideas you want to see, please let me know. I really want to start opening up this conversation so that more people can get some better advice. I just want more people to have more information on it and hear my journey. Okay, thank y'all so much. Love y'all. Please let me know if you have any questions.